Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome into another episode of InsideEdge Primetime here on the InsideEdge Network. Chad, Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon, and welcome into a Tuesday edition of Primetime. My goodness, we have a lot to talk about. The NBA playoffs has officially started, if you consider the NBA play-in the NBA playoffs. We'll discuss that, and a Miami Heat player, or should I say legend, not necessarily a player right now, but somebody that had some history here in Cleveland as well. We'll talk about that here in a moment. And, of course, later on, we'll talk about MLB. Chad wanted to take a look at some of the pitching phenoms of Major League Baseball. So we're going to talk about that and some other stuff later on. And then, of course...
Blame me, huh? Blame me.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to me in a moment here. And then, of course, we have Tuesday Top 5. It's going to be a great show. We're so excited to bring it to you. Thanks for tuning in. Chad, I want to ask how you're doing, but I want to also, before I kick it to you, let you know I learned a very valuable fact about myself today. You want to know what that is?
I'd love to hear it. I can't wait.
So, this morning I was having a great time. You know, I'm dog sitting next door. I'm watching, keeping an eye in the mornings on my aunt's dog, and and the cat as well. So I'm animal sitting, I guess you can call it.
The cat can fend for itself, though, pretty much, right? I mean, the cat's like
yeah. But look, I'm taking care of both. Okay, no. Right. But in the mornings, I'm there. I'm doing the thing. Shout out Papa Moon, my aunt, everybody out there doing their thing. Cool stuff coming with Real Talk with Papa Moon this weekend. I want to share that as well. But right now, he's out doing his thing. I'm watching the dog and the cat, more so than the dog. And I
watching you. You're watching the dog.
Everybody's got eyes on everybody.
Okay.
I made like a half pot of coffee this morning. So a half pot of coffee, just to give an idea, you can make about 2 cups. Actually, perfect. I have a cup right here. So about like 2 of these I can fill, okay?
All right.
Just for reference.
All right.
I make this half pot. I'm, just chilling, enjoying myself. I let the dog out, make sure the dog's all good. I finish the 2 cups, Chad. I then proceed to make another half pot of coffee. I know, follow me here. I drink 2 more of the cups that are this large. By 1 o'clock now, have drank 4 cups, like tumbler cups of coffee. I'm ready to run through a wall.
You were
I don't
hungry.
even understand.
Were your feet hitting the floor? Like
I felt like Speedy Gonzalez or Roadrunner. I mean, I felt like anything you could think of. The Flash. I felt like I was Speed. It was crazy. And so all of a sudden, we're rocking and rolling. We're texting throughout the show, and it's like, I think we need to get a sleep mattress or somebody to sponsor the show, because it's like all of a sudden 8 o'clock, I'm doing all right. 8:30, body goes. Remember those 4 cups of coffee you had? And crash.
Yeah, the caffeine's gone now. That's it.
It was over. Now, we've had a few scares here. Full transparency, we've had a few scares here on Inside Edge Primetime and Midnight Run, which will be on after us at midnight, 1 until 1 in the morning with Double A Anthony Alford. We've had some scares here. Like I said, sleep mattress, if you're out there listening, or anybody out there that, furniture companies, if you're looking to sponsor Inside Edge Primetime, I could test out the product because I like taking a pre-show nap. Sometimes it gets a little scary. And now, Chad, I still was in here with plenty of time to go. Let's
okay,
make that be known.
Okay, well,
let's make that be known. I was in here
maybe.
with plenty of time to go. We're rocking and rolling. We're bringing Inside Edge Primetime to you. Things I learned today before I ask how you're doing, Chad. I can't have 4 cups of coffee, and I should not be anywhere near a pillow laying down before the show anymore. How are you doing?
Yeah, all standing up from now. No, don't even sit down. Don't get comfortable. Trust me,
yeah.
You know how old I am. I've said on the show all last week. I can sit down and fall asleep in less than minutes, Eli. I mean, it's literally seconds. I'm doing pretty good, man. But listen, if we get asleep, whatever, any kind of whatever mattress company, right? We got to have an alarm clock company because, I mean,
that's what saved me. That's what saved me,
man. Yeah, checks and balances. We got to do something,
dude. And that's what saved me, Chad. I'll tell you. I had about an alarm going off every minute. It sounded like a fighter being saved by the bell, but I was being saved by about 25 bells. So we're rocking and rolling.
Another quick note about Eli: when he takes these, these aren't naps. When he goes into these hibernation spells, ringer off, notifications off. I'm calling, I'm texting. I'm like, bro, I'm calling everything. I called him on Facebook. Nothing.
No, I mean, there's been some bad moments here, but you know what? Chad loves me. That's my bro. And we're rocking and we're rolling, bud. I tuned in around 9:45. Transparency. We usually check around 9:30. I was 15 minutes to the pre-show meeting, so I stepped in like, oops, hello, here I am. And we're rocking and rolling. A lot to talk about. Chad, it seems like spring is in the air and the NBA playoffs are back. I don't know if you consider the NBA playoffs being back though. Do you consider the Heat and the Hornets tonight a NBA playoff game?
Well, I mean, they're NBA teams, and if one of them wins this thing, then they move on. So, yeah, I guess I have to by definition. But it's a little bit like the first 4, in the college tournaments. Like, I don't fill out my bracket based on those games, I just sort of go, whatever. Whoever wins this game is going to get beat by whatever. Or if I really feel strongly about one of the play-in teams, maybe I'll, I don't think that I've ever really picked a play-in team. Honestly, to win a first-round game. So maybe once. Maybe, I don't know. Not really sure. There are reasons I don't win these things. So I don't listen to me on any bracket stuff. But, I mean, it's a playoff game, but it's more like it's like a compensatory round to get into the playoffs. So it's playoffs light, right?
Yeah, it's, what, and usually I'd agree with you, pal. Now, here's where I think we differ a tad. Okay. Right now, in overtime, they're duking it out. It's the Heat and the Hornets. 125, 123, 23 seconds left in overtime. The Hornets lead the Heat. Now, we'll see if they hang on. And this could come back to bite me and say 5 to 7 minutes if this lead changes. But if the Hornets are to hang on here, I think they are a team to keep an eye on, Chad. They have been hot after the All-Star break.
That's true.
He's the first and only rookie in NBA history to lead the NBA in three-pointers made the entire season. He's the first rookie in NBA history to do that. LaMelo Ball is getting his. I get it. You're not gonna hit him every night, but you know what? LaMelo Ball, and we talked about his efficiency before we got on air here. It's maybe not the prettiest in terms of efficiency, but he's delivering in terms of trying to carry Charlotte to a win tonight. And for the most part, they have been clicking on all cylinders. This offense, Charlotte, they're a youthful team that could make some noise. And I mentioned on Main Event earlier this week on Sunday, I said, I truly think when it comes to tougher roads to the playoffs, I even mentioned this a little bit yesterday. Yeah. I think Detroit, New York, and Boston have a tougher time than the Cavaliers. I truly do, because I think the 8th seed is going to be a problem. Whether it is an Orlando team where there's some stuff, reports coming out from those covering the team that there might be some star players disgruntled with Jamal Mosley and the head coach of the Orlando Magic. So we'll keep an eye there, but still a lot of talent on that Magic team. And this Hornets team is playing very, very well. Now, granted, if the Heat win, it could be a completely different ball game. They just tied it up 125, so they might be going to double OT. We might be talking about this at the end of prime time as well.
It might be on for the rest of the show, yeah.
But I do think the Hornets, I do think they pull this victory out. Like I said, and somebody might be in the comments here in about 20 minutes saying, remember when you said the Hornets were a hot team? But I do think this play-in's different. Whether it's the Hornets, whether it's the Magic, whether it's the Heat, whether it's just any of these teams that are in this playoff, and you got Philadelphia as well. I think these teams could be an issue for Detroit, for Boston, for New York. I think they, now granted, New York's playing Atlanta in round 1, but you're going to have probably Philadelphia and Charlotte be these two teams that get into the playoffs, like the official playoffs. And I think they're going to be a problem for some of these teams because they don't really have anything to lose. But they do have some stars, and some, in Charlotte's case, young stars. In Philadelphia, you have Joel Embiid, Paul George, these guys that can they get over the hump. Same thing with Miami if they were to pull out this game. Bam Adebayo, a guy who you talk about the 83-point game, but besides that Jimmy Butler run where he led the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals with Bam alongside, you haven't really seen much in terms of star-making moments out of him. So that's what I see out of these play-in teams. And, of course, like I said, Orlando, a team that was a game away from getting to the second round a few years ago against the Cavaliers and making some real noise. They got Franz Wagner. They got Paulo Banchero. They have guys there that really make a difference for that Orlando team. So I'm interested to see that, Chad. But I do think, to answer the long-winded about the play-in, if it's the playoffs, any other year I'd probably say But this year I feel like there are some teams that could be some real players and maybe go on a deeper playoff run than we've seen from a play-in team to this point.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like, we talked about how the East was going to be wide open at the top. It really it's shaken out different than that, hasn't it? Like it's a little bit, it's kind of more muddled in the middle now. Well, I didn't mean to do that. That was a nice little alliteration. But yeah, it's just sort of a mess in the middle. Like, it's funny how the Cavs are so heavily favored in the 4-5 matchup because that's atypical. That's not normal. And then, you've got a team at the top. I think the Cavs have better odds to get to the finals than the Pistons do as the 1 seed. I think the Pistons have like the 4th best odds in the East to get to the finals. So it's weird. Yeah, it's a weird year in the East. Not the way we thought it was going to be. We thought it was going to be, hey, cruise to the 1 seed again and, do your thing. But I don't know. It's so wide open that it almost makes it hard to call. It's kind of a day-to-day type of situation. You just really never know. Oh, there you go. It looks like, the Hornets just pulled that out.
Yeah.
I'll have to retract my comment. I had a comment ready to go. I was going to say, remember when you said the Hornets were a hot team? I can't send that now.
And they are a hot team. That's right. They're moving on. And
they won 1 in a row in the playoffs. They're officially hot.
They are officially. Hey, they have the most wins in the playoffs right now.
That's true.
If you consider the play in the play, yeah.
If the playoffs ended today.
That's all I'm saying. But they will. I believe the way it works now, so they'll play the loser of the 7-8 matchup because that was 9-10 with Miami and Charlotte. So Miami season ends, and then Charlotte will play the loser of Orlando Philadelphia. The winner of that Orlando Philadelphia game gets the 7 seed. So then that 7 seed will play Boston, and then you'll see either Charlotte and then the loser of Orlando Philadelphia play Detroit. And I really think this Pistons team is more susceptible than any other team at the top right now. And that goes for Boston, New York, and Cleveland. I really do. And that's crazy to say for the 1 seed, but they have a lot of guys that haven't really even got to, you want to talk about the Cavaliers and getting to the second round.
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons, a lot of them haven't even experienced the postseason.
So they haven't won a series. They haven't really done. Yeah. I think Vegas would agree with you. I mean, like I said, they have the 4th best odds out of the East to get to as the 1 seed to get to the finals. Yeah. So I think Vegas would agree with you.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, pal. Yeah. And you know what? We could talk about Vegas and what they think. We could talk about what Charlotte Hornet fans think. They might be rocking with me a little bit more now. I might be, when the Cavs don't play, we'll rock with the Hornets. No, we'll figure it out. But one thing I can say is I would never, if I was here in Cleveland and they moved me to a different city, let's say, Inside Edge said, we're going to move you to a different city. And I actually got the opportunity to choose where I wanted to go.
Okay.
And I said, I want to go here. And then after, maybe 3 months, maybe 3 months, I was like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I was sent here. I don't know why I have to do all this. Okay, Chad, I'm probably losing you for a second here. Let me explain.
Yeah, are you okay? I was going to check out for a minute. I was going to okay, you're good. Go ahead.
The Miami Heat lost tonight, but I think probably the bigger question going on with the Miami Heat is, why is Miami Heat legend dogging the city of Cleveland and the Cavaliers organization, as an organization, mind you, that brought him in, welcomed him in during the LeBron James second run, the 2018, that very remarkable 2017-18 season, and for a lot of reasons. Yeah. That was the overhaul at the NBA trade deadline where Isaiah Thomas was moved. Dwyane Wade was moved. Everybody you could think of was moved. The team completely overhauled in the middle of a season and still making the NBA Finals, a testament to LeBron James and really, the Cavaliers at that point to get it together and get to that finals.
Yeah.
Of course, they lose to the Warriors. But long story short, Dwyane Wade, he was one of those guys on that overhauled roster. And you don't think of Dwyane Wade and think of Cleveland Cavaliers run. I get it. He wore number 9 here. He didn't even wear his legendary number 3. He had 3 months.
Was Isaiah Thomas 3 though when he was?
He was, but
Dwyane
Wade's got some thoughts.
The reason, like, wouldn't that unless Wade was Wade going to come in and say, hey, bump over, man. I'm 3.
Mind you, and so people that that may not remember the 2017-18 season. Isaiah Thomas is not. You think of Isaiah Thomas now, where he's not in the league anymore. In terms of he's not producing, but that was the main piece in the Kyrie Irving trade. So to then tell him, well, you also don't get your own number. Dwyane Wade's coming in here.
That was pre-hip. That was before we knew about the hip. Really, that was.
Yeah, like how severe it was, and it's So
which is too bad. I'm not trying to throw shade at the guy. I mean, that's.
Yeah. I mean. A rough trade, but nonetheless, that season was just weird for Cavaliers fans. Dwyane Wade, he was on a podcast, and Carmelo Anthony just kind of throwing a few digs at Cleveland as well, but it really was Dwyane Wade.
Yeah.
And I want to play this Dwyane Wade clip.
Before you do, can I say something?
Yes.
I just want, before we move on too far away from the move into another city thing, I just want to say Double A if you're watching, New York. If Eli goes to it, it's New York. I know Eli loves New York, I believe. But more importantly, Double A, it's the city that never sleeps. So I think if we can get Eli used to, if he's around people that aren't asleep, maybe he doesn't fall asleep and miss the show. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Well, you know what I take it as? We're just all working so hard to bring everybody out there to the Inside Edge Network. We're just working so hard. Well, I'll drink 4 cups of coffee, and I'll live with the results.
There you go.
Here's Dwyane Wade, everybody.
Gotta get one that
he
shot.
Was like, damn, I'm nasty.
You know what I'm saying?
So when was the moment though? When was
my
the
gear didn't even
Cleveland?
fit the same no more.
Was it Cleveland? Did you feel like
I was
that?
nasty. Yeah, that's when I got. That's when it was. That's when I was.
But mentally, did you feel like this is nasty?
Yeah, I was ready to retire.
I gotta get out of here.
I was about to. Yeah. I couldn't. I needed to get out of there. I thought the year before in Chicago, I had a pretty decent year. Like I was still, 19 a game, almost like.
But you were. It was fun. It was.
Yeah, it was
you
fun.
Know what I mean? You was fresh out of Miami.
Cleveland was a whole different beast, bro. It was a lot going on. It was a lot going on before I got there, and I, obviously coming there as Bryan's guy, I got thrown into the shit. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't. It was another year. I lost a lot. From once you get 34, 35, 36, you lose, your steps is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot bigger that you lose, and so. Once I got there, you could even look at my hair when it was so nasty. I was just, the jersey didn't even feel right.
We talk about a lot of bullshit jerseys on here.
Oh, yeah.
You got one of them.
I hate when I see
Cleveland jersey.
Oh, it's nasty.
That is top tier nasty work jersey, bro.
That is nasty work.
Top tier nasty work jersey, bro.
It's definitely one of the most nasty jerseys.
You shouldn't even sign that one.
But you see, I didn't even want number 3 in that jersey because I was like, nah. I mean,
that's what made it even nasty.
But I didn't want to put number 3. I was like, this ain't a good one.
I don't even know what number that was.
I wore my Olympic number. I wore 9.
Cleveland 9 is nasty.
Yeah, hopefully you forget about it, like type number. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, bro. That
Cleveland 9 is nasty.
It was a cool experience. They got me out of there quick than a motherfucker. Listen, I was out of there
Somebody
so
just
fast.
put that shit down at the Goodwill like, damn, I ain't picking this one up. I need the heat.
Man, listen, that's cool. I appreciate Cleveland. Way to send me back to Miami.
Nastiest jersey.
Shout out to
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland for sending me back to Miami. They was like, you know what? Let's send him back. He need to go back.
He needs some sun. Go get some sun over there. This cold weather shit ain't for him.
Florida's for retirement. Go do your thing over there, bro.
They let me go back and retire.
Only steel mills and shit. This ain't for you over here, Shaq.
They could have cut me. I was so bad. They could have just cut me in. I wasn't that good then.
2 things, Chad. I know you have some thoughts. 1, don't worry, Dwyane Wade. We have forgotten about your Cleveland Cavaliers stint. You said it yourself. It was so bad that you wanted us to cut you. And you know what? We did and I don't want to say us, like we're not the Cavaliers front office, but Cleveland, the Cavaliers organization, did you a service by trading you back to Miami. You could have went anywhere. We could have sent, the Cavaliers could have sent them to Washington, could have sent them to Utah, could have sent them to Memphis, one of these teams that are just middling or bad.
Yeah.
And we sent them back home to Miami.
Yeah.
So they did right by him. And I'm not saying it wasn't the right move to do for an NBA legend. Dwyane Wade is an NBA legend. Let's not get it confused. He is a Hall of Famer. He, multiple time NBA champion. At the time, it seemed like awesome. Okay, bring in LeBron's guy. Let's just make it happen. It's fresh off the Kyrie Irving trade. Anything to make LeBron happy, really, at that time. That's what it was. And
hoping to
Dwyane
keep
Wade,
long term, I guess. Yeah.
And Dwyane Wade didn't work out, Chad. And he says it there clearly in the clip. But I think there's just a lot of revisionist history in terms of he didn't want to wear number 3. His hair was not good. Well, bro, if your jersey's not fitting, maybe say something to the guys that get you the jersey. I mean, like, there's just things to handle, and it just comes off very, like, you're better than Cleveland.
Yeah.
But you needed the guy from Cleveland, you're from Akron, but from the Cavaliers organization to get you 2 of your rings. So I just don't understand. We wouldn't be having this conversation if that team went on and won an NBA championship or had a deep playoff run. But because it blew up the way it did, Dwyane Wade's trying to disparage the Cavs and get rid of his name, clean his name from any part of that. But it was so bad. Chad, I'm going to be real. I was covering that team. That was when I was covering that team. I wasn't covering every single game, but I was there during that season. And the dysfunction, you could feel it in the locker room. You could feel it in the locker room. Guys weren't getting along. There was just a weird animosity in that locker room.
I'll be honest, you were inside. You could sort of feel it watching on TV. I watched a lot more often back then. You could feel it. I mean, it showed on the floor.
It did. And Dwyane Wade just never even clicked into, like, okay, we're getting at least quality minutes. It was a lot of guys, a lot of names. You remember Derrick Rose, and I love Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
He was on that team, and, there was just a lot of stuff still going on with him, and, he was dealing with his own stuff. But this is just silly work from Dwyane Wade. Dwyane Wade and Carmelo Anthony, and shout out to Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers of this generation. But I just don't understand the hate for the Cavaliers here when I feel like they did everything they could. They brought you in, Dwyane Wade, to play with your best friend, one of your best friends, LeBron James.
Yeah.
It doesn't work out. The Cavaliers send you back home to Miami. Your home team. I know Chicago's home, but Miami's where you call home most of your NBA career. Yeah. We send you back there, and you still have some sort of problem with it. I don't understand, Chad. Am I tripping here?
No, I don't really get it either. I mean, I think it kind of felt like one of those situations where you're talking with your buddies and, like, I don't know, man, maybe you forget that you're, like, recording for a podcast or something. And it just gets a lot of hand. You're having some fun. But this is different. I mean, I brought, I before the show, well, in the short time that we had before the show, it's you.
You got me.
I brought up Joakim Noah, though, and I was like, this is different than Joakim Noah. Like, I understood it coming from him. He was an opponent, whatever. That didn't offend me. I thought that was just, like, whatever. He liked to play with a chip on his shoulder, and what better way to put a chip on your shoulder than to make sure when you go into an arena, those people boo you, man. Like, okay, that's fun. I get that. Whatever. You're getting yourself up for the game. I have no problem with that. And he's even come out recently and, kind of, just gone back on those statements. Fine, even better. I don't think he had to do that by any means. But whatever. This is different from a guy who's been here, albeit for 46 games, right? And I had to look it up. While you were talking about it during the intro, the segment there, I had to look back and I was like, was it really? And I looked at the stats earlier. I was like, wow. He was here for over half a season. I didn't realize that. It felt like he was on the floor for like 9 games and then gone. He just didn't do much. And it's funny. I was gonna make the joke to you. I was gonna text you and be like, should I make like a Dwyane Wade Cleveland highlight video? I mean, we probably have an extra 4 to 8 seconds to fill on the show. Like, it just, it felt like he was here and gone that fast. But I don't know, man. I thought this was weird. It's disparaging the city and the jersey and the whole aura of the city, he was aging. I mean, it's not like he was in his prime and came here and the Cavs didn't know how to use him, right? He admitted there himself. He had started to lose a couple of steps. Like, I just don't understand disparaging the city of Cleveland in this. It was weird. Whatever. I mean, that's not whatever. I'm not offended. You can say whatever you want, but it just didn't make a lot of sense to me, I guess. Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And that clip, courtesy of Carmelo Anthony's podcast with the Kid Mero, that's 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. That's the podcast that Dwyane Wade was on. Just odd, And if you're, if LeBron James is one of your best friends, at least in the basketball world, why would you, like, just openly just take a shit on, basically, for lack of better words, the city that he has made known that, like, he wanted to come back and win a championship here because this is close to Akron, this is close to home as far as an NBA city that you can get to. I don't understand. You don't hear LeBron talking really down about Miami.
Yeah.
You You don't hear anybody really taking any digs.
You're talking down about Memphis and Milwaukee and I don't know.
Right. But nowhere where his friends were. So I just think that's like
random cities catching strays right now, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a bad time it's a bad time to be a mid-level a mid-market team, I suppose, right now.
Yes.
Stay away from the superstars. They don't like us. So yeah. With that being said, we're gonna take a quick Jeez.
That's it.
Oh man, pal. We're in for a long show. Hopefully we don't catch any strays here, because it seems like anybody in Cleveland might be catching a stray from Dwyane Wade. So hopefully we'll avoid one here tonight.
Nice.
We will take a quick pause. If you need some caffeine, grab some. I think I might join you, even though I told Chad I was going to do a strictly water hour. We are going to do maybe a little caffeine. You do the same.
Maybe a little caffeine. We want
Guys
Eli
did-
to wait at the end of the show. That's our preference.
Yes, absolutely. Hashtag keep Eli awake.
Yes.
I think I will. We got a lot of great stuff to talk about here. We're going to talk about some pitchers, 2 phenoms in the Major League Baseball world. Chad's going to talk about that and lead the way. We're going to discuss some Major League Baseball, and then later on, Tuesday, top 5. What are we talking about? I'm sure you'd like to know.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd like to know. Only one person knows.
Oh, who is it?
Find out after the break. This is Inside Edge Primetime. That's Chad Bryan. I'm Eli Moon, and we're back right after this.
Hey, I got something to show you guys. Take a look. It is spring. Happy spring to all of you. Take a look at what we have here for you from AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Beautiful spring scent candles here for you. Hand poured with premium fragrance and essential oils. How about this? Our coconut soy wax candles bring fresh, uplifting spring scents to your home. Made with clean, natural ingredients, they're a mindful choice for sensitive spaces and those who love effortless seasonal fragrances. You got to check it out right now. There's the soft bloom and the lemon bar candles, all healthy ingredients, all from AlleyRoseFragrances.com. And if you're a first-time customer, use the promo code InsideEdge20. That's InsideEdge20. Get this for yourself, for your friends, family, everyone. You want a good-smelling home, AlleyRoseFragrances.com will make it happen. Again, AlleyRoseFragrances.com. Get the new spring candles. And when you order, if you're a first-time customer, InsideEdge20 is the promo code.
Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Ryan and Hallie Mosser. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio, but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com.
Okay, we're gonna talk Tuesday top 5. Yeah, do you think they'll know? Do you think we gave it away in the first? Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on.
No idea.
Chad, are you? Oh, hey, sorry, didn't see you there. All right, we're back. This is Inside Edge Primetime on the Inside Edge Network. That's Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I'm Eli Moon. Didn't see you guys there. And we are
this close
back
to the end of the show too. That would never happen on a larger broadcast.
We would never have that happen during Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday Top 5 ever or anything like that. I mean, Chad, could you imagine if you saw this screen during a moment that could be like Tuesday Top 5, legendary
like
moments?
Moment? Yeah, no way.
Technical difficulties. Okay, listen, bud. Listen. That's what NBA fans saw during overtime of the Miami Heat Charlotte Hornets game. Near the end of the game, you saw a technical difficulty screen. Now, we talked NBA in the first time. If you're just joining us, Chad Bryan. Yes. And if you're joining us, Chad Bryan, Eli Moon, we talked NBA in the first time. But we're going to spend just a moment here, Chad. Like you mentioned, just in the final, few minutes there, really.
Yeah.
I mean, with the idea of streaming and Amazon Prime Video taking over a lot of this and Peacock and all this, should we be concerned as NBA fans that this could happen during, say, a first or second round matchup, a pivotal moment between Boston and New York, maybe in the second round or something like that? Should we be worried now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to and expecting this on Saturday when I'm watching the Cavs. Yeah, listen. Maybe it's just I get it. It's a money grab. I understand. Like you stream a few games or whatever during the playoffs or a couple of regular season games, whatever, your Peacock, your net. I understand. But maybe we should let the companies that are used to doing these events do these events, right? Like the ESPNs of the world, the NBCs, the ABCs, the whoever else, right? That maybe has this down and maybe has the bandwidth to be able to. What happened? Like what was the technical? We'll never get an explanation, but don't you wonder, like, did someone just unplug something? Like an intern was like, "Oh, I wonder what this does."
Maybe somebody fell asleep or something.
That would never happen either. Maybe with like 15 minutes to go right before the overtime, that would never happen either. Yeah, I don't know. How does that happen? How do you? Is it the servers go down? Did something get unplugged? Someone trip over a cord? Like,
well, and it's like, as a consumer, we're paying so much money between all these subscriptions and everything like that. You just want to be able to watch the game.
They don't get cheaper every year. They get more expensive.
Yeah, and then it gets spread out. Hey, to watch these 2 games, you got to have Amazon Prime Video. And then to watch these 2 series, you have to have Peacock. And then these 2 series you can watch on cable, but except for the Thursday game that might be on this channel, it's
just wait. It'll be like first half, Cavs Raptors brought to you on Netflix, and then switch over to Peacock for the second half. It's like, geez, man, like I gotta get 18 free trials and cancel them all by Monday. It's
right. The third quarter will be NBA on Nickelodeon. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If they're not going to be able to, exactly. If they can't deliver a product that is going to be watched from the beginning to the end of the game, then I'm with you.
I would actually watch that though. The Nickelodeon SpongeBob, like.
Did you watch the NFL stuff? I feel like you watched the NFL.
Yeah, my kids love that. Yeah, I would absolutely watch that. Actually, now that I think about it, that's okay.
All right. Well, hey, I'm sure we'll have some NBA thoughts, and we might even have some ideas for the NBA. So maybe they should get on the phone and give Primetime a call. All right. Not Deion Sanders either.
Some opening.
Call Chad and I. Yeah. Not Deion Sanders. This Primetime. Chad and I. All right. Look, let's Chad, I want you to take the wheel here, pal. Okay. Let's talk some elite MLB pitching, shall we? You want to talk some MLB pitching and some guys that maybe don't get a lot of respect for the teams they're on. Now, one of these teams should have won their division last year.
Yeah.
They didn't, but they did make a decent playoff run last year. And then one team may not have this guy in a few years. We'll talk about. I think that's the best way to paint the scene without giving it away. But why don't you set the scene of a really cool conversation that Jeff Passan actually was able to have, and I thought it was really cool when you sent it my way, pal. Why don't you tell the people we're talking about?
Yeah, the full article, and I'm sure that the full discussion, we clearly don't have time to play that on the show, but I'm sure the full discussion was something to see. But basically, this is Tarik Skubal and like you said, Paul Skenes sitting down with Jeff Passan and just kind of kicking it a little bit, talking about everything from and like I said, the full conversation, some of the stuff we're not going to play here. But everything from being overlooked in high school to coming out of high school with maybe 1 or 2 offers apiece, and look what they've turned into now. Like they're the premier pitchers, right? I mean, you could say Tarik Skubal, he's 2-time Cy Young winner. Paul Skenes, Rookie of the Year a couple years ago, won the Cy Young last year. I think you could say that these guys are. Maybe the numbers don't show it right now. Both a little bit off to a weird start. Skenes had that rough, first opening day, whatever. It happens. Sometimes you get hit early, whatever. But just kind of talking about everything. Like I said, from being overlooked in high school to learning a new pitch. Well, one of them trying to learn a new pitch. The other one apparently is just a machine. It's like the Matrix. You plug him in like Neo and he knows how to throw a pitch. Let's just play the video. Let's bring it up and you can kind of get an idea and we'll react to it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, if you have a chance, like I said, this is Jeff Passan sitting down with Tarik Skubal and Paul Skenes. If you can check out the whole conversation, it's fantastic, but we'll play a bit of it here.
Where's the weirdest or most unlikely place that you guys have found inspiration as a pitcher?
I see a lot of grips, through social media and stuff. If I see a new sweeper grip, I almost always pick the ball up and throw it that next day, like almost every time.
The sweeper is your nemesis, isn't it?
I can't get it, but I'm relentless. I'll get it one of these days. I'll get it, or I'll get something else.
I will say, first sweeper I ever threw, the one I have right now, I threw it into the parking lot at Alex Box Stadium over the bleachers.
So
you just got to stick with it.
Well, did it go the right way?
It turned left, but it turned left. It went very right and then turned left. Yeah, just stick with it, man. You can get it.
It's been for 2 years I've been trying this thing, and it's not good. They're not good.
So, all right, these guys show their human side. They look a little bit like machines the last couple of seasons on the mound, but it was cool to me. I was a pitcher when I played baseball, and I remember, my sophomore year in high school trying to really commit to throwing a circle change, right? That was the pitch. I mean, it wasn't the sweeper back then. We didn't know about that. That was future stuff. But yeah, I was trying to learn to throw a circle change. And I remember we had a pitching coach at the time. His name was Chad Spencer. But at the time, he'd say, hey, just play catch with it. Play catch. It's like going to the range and learning your clubs, right? Pretty soon you'll understand, how to let go of it to make it do this, how to hold, you move this thing, whatever. It's like just like you learn your clubs, you learn your grips, right? And it takes a long time. And I remember I would strain my forearm. I'm like, man, I got to work on that. I got to stretch out more, whatever. Wasn't very accurate. It's like kind of embarrassing sometimes because I'm a pitcher, right? I'm throwing balls in the dirt, throwing over guys, and people are looking at me like, what's this guy doing? But I was trying to learn that grip. And so I would just play catch with the circle change grip. And by the time I got to be, 18, 19, it took me a few years. It really was my most comfortable pitch. I mean, it was the pitch I would throw 2-0, 3-1, whatever. I was in a jam, throw a circle change. Like some guys trying to throw harder. I didn't have that gear. So I just, I would try to be a little more deceitful. I got used to the point where, I knew how to throw it on the inside of the plate, knew how to throw it on the outside of the plate, knew how to make it look like a strike, knew how to throw it for a strike. I just understood the grip. And I think that's cool to hear Skubal try, he's struggling with the sweeper a little bit, right? And obviously Skenes had a moment where he struggled. He clearly figured it out by the end of that year, or at least by the end of his time at LSU, because that was his pitch. That was his out pitch. But aside from the fact that he goes like 102 miles per hour, that helps also. I just thought it was like I said, just a cool discussion. And the other part of the discussion that we didn't play here that you can look it up. These guys had literally no notoriety, no fanfare coming out of high school. And I think it's just a really good lesson to not quit, right? So what if you're not the guy getting noticed in your league or in your area or on your team or even whatever? Just keep your head down and keep working and keep learning pitch grips, right? And really master one pitch. And look what it did for these guys. And obviously Skenes throws like 7 or 8 pitches on the mound. But yeah, I just thought it was a really cool story, just a good underlying message, and just kind of a fun conversation too to listen to the whole thing. So if you get a chance, check that out.
And it was cool too, Chad, absolutely, because they had 2 mid-market teams, Detroit and Pittsburgh, 2 aces, 2 of pitchers' best, MLB's best, if not the 2 best pitchers in baseball when it comes to Paul Skenes and Tarik Skubal. And I think it was just so cool. This could be a legendary conversation, when they are maybe a Yankee and a Dodger here in a few years. But I just think it was so interesting. And I think right now, and we'll see, obviously, Paul Skenes, I think, is in a better light when it comes to MLB fans as opposed to Tarik Skubal. And I'm not saying Skubal's the bad guy per se, but, we're just fresh off the World Baseball Classic where he only did the, 1 start, did the whole, I really want to be here, but I can't be here. And then he shows up later on for the team. And it just was a lot of, I think it soured some people on him just with the Scott Boras thing. And then Paul Skenes right now he's saying all the right things for the most part with, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're playing decent ball right now. So it's interesting to see kind of how their 2 are viewed. They're both great pitchers, but Paul Skenes still America's sweetheart, or Tarik Skubal already kind of entering the dark side before really signing a deal with a big, market team. But that's, I think, where he's headed. That's where Paul Skenes is probably headed. Me and you share a little we differ our opinions. We share different opinions, shall I say, when it comes to Paul Skenes. I do think, and I'll say it right here, I do think he inks a deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
I think not like this year per se, but I in the season, obviously, but I think he inks a deal with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think them showing that they're going to go out and sign Connor Griffin. They have the money. It's not like they don't have the money to sign him. So I think them signing Connor Griffin, and you alluded to it, a little bit ago, about when Connor Griffin actually came up and they were talking about signing him to that contract, about maybe this is them showing Paul Skenes, hey, we're committed to the future. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are above 500 last time I checked here to start the year, and it's still early. I get it. But maybe this is them trying to say, hey, Paul Skenes, we want Connor Griffin to be our face when it comes to offense, and we want you to be the guy. When we put a billboard out in Pittsburgh, downtown Pittsburgh, we want it to be you and Connor Griffin. And I think he could buy into that. It's not like he went and played at UCLA, and I know LSU is a good baseball squad. I get it. But it's also a more low-key talent. They love their teams, but you're not going to Bright Lights Berkeley or, one of these, you're not going there. You're not going to Columbus or it's different, I feel like. And I feel like Paul Skenes would accept the Pittsburgh lifestyle. But to me, and maybe this is just me, Tarik Skubal, I feel the Dodger, Yankee energy already coming from him, especially with the World Baseball Classic, protecting the arm. How can you protect your arm, but you have your buddy you're sitting there in your interview with going out there and pitching all the way through a World Baseball Classic? I just think that was a bad look for Tarik Skubal, and I think soured some people on him right now, Chad.
As I lose my headphones. But
I was like, hey, pal, hey, easy.
Tried to make a quick exit. They were like, we're done. They did 45 minutes. They're out. No, I think that's it. They're fine. Yeah, no, I think that's like 3/4 of a pretty good work day, so we're fine. No, I think that with Skenes, I feel like, maybe the Pirates, this is kind of them showing like, hey, what a cool message to get from your franchise that you play for. Like, hey, we finally have a guy for the first time since the mid 90s, 30 years ago, or more, that we're willing to build around, right? So we're signing prospects blindly, right? Haven't even seen the guy have an MLB at bat, but we're going to sign him. And some of that's the collective bargaining agreement that's coming up. The whole lockout situation is going to be whatever. And I think maybe who knows what changes afterwards. I know the players are going to be really, really resistant to a salary cap. There probably needs to be that in a salary floor. Maybe they'll do something that makes it easier for the original team to re-sign a guy as opposed to just entering free agency and you get a couple of draft picks or whatever, a couple of compensatory picks if a guy's a certain level of free agent, but that's it, right? So maybe it's, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just speculating, but maybe then I could see Skenes, but I just don't see Paul Skenes staying in Pittsburgh long term unless they figure out a way to win, 80, 85, 90 games here in the next 2 or 3 seasons. I just feel like he's maybe not checked out. I think he's in there. He's going to put work in because that's the kind of guy he is. But Skubal feels like he's probably gone. I agree with you on that. But I think a lot of us, if we had one body part that we had to protect, and on the other side of that, all we had to do was stay healthy for a year, not even a year, 8-9 months. And on the other side of that, we were going to sign a $400 million contract. I think a lot of us would be cautious about that as well. Like I wouldn't want to pitch a lot of extra games and,
Well, why sign up for the World Baseball Classic then if you're not going to be a full competitor?
That's a valid question too. That's fair. I think maybe just did it, right? Got caught up in the moment, decided he's going to play, and then maybe had a meeting with, his agent or someone in the front office, someone, and was like, hey, maybe is this the best plan for your future? You go out there, it's April, right? Well, it's not even April. It's early. It's March. You get hurt.
Right.
What happens? That $400 million is gone, and you likely never make that again. Like that's not. I mean, maybe you get a prove it year, but I think Skenes has a couple years before his contract year. Maybe just felt a little more comfortable. If he gets hurt, he's got time to go out there and prove himself before he's up for a bigger contract. Maybe that's part of it. It's hard. I mean, listen, young guy, right? You're going to get a lot of advice from a lot of different directions, and it's really hard to know what to do and who to listen to. You've got it coming from everywhere, including social media nowadays. So
yeah, no, you're right.
There's a lot of good advice on social media. Some of it's not very good at all. But yeah, I just you've got a lot of noise coming in from all different directions, and I think it's hard to know what to listen to as a young guy.
No, you're right. And I have some final thoughts on this. Baseball here, talk about pitchers and these two guys specifically, and then I'm curious if you have any more thoughts before we get ready for Tuesday Top 5 coming up after the break. So make sure you stay locked in here on Inside Edge Primetime. We're not going anywhere. But I do want to, I guess, you look at this Pirates team, and I was looking at the roster. You look at Connor Griffin, but you also have some other guys, too, that stand out. They took a shot, and I know he's not working out right now, but you brought up, Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah.
And a guy
he's
that,
a notorious slow starter, though. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think them going out and making a move, you had mentioned about the Guardians should have maybe even looked into a move like that. For the Pirates to go out and get Marcell Ozuna shows that they're going out and signing guys that they maybe wouldn't have done before. And I know it wasn't a big contract, but they went out and made that move. O'Neal Cruz, another guy for the Pirates who is ripping the cover off the ball.
Yeah. He's off to an excellent start. Yeah.
So it's not like they don't have guys that they can, they can definitely build it around. And O'Neal Cruz is not like he's 31, 32 years old. The guy's younger than me. He's 27 years old. He's born in 1998. So just crazy to think about that. The Pirates really could build around. So, Chad, we'll keep an eye on it. But right now, I'm standing in the camp that Paul Skenes will be a Pirate past this contract, but Tarik Skubal will not be a Tiger. And I know it sounds like you're leaning towards both guys are out of their respective cities when the contracts are up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we'll keep an eye on everything. That was our baseball talk, and I love talking some pitching with Chad. He is very insightful. I think what we're going to do here, pal, we're going to set up some time for you to maybe break down some pitching throughout the weeks going forward in the baseball season, because you have some very good insight, and I think I could see your eyes light up, pal, when we got to talk some pitching there for a moment. So
yeah, it feels a little different, man. That conversation, I just reading that article today. I told you, I texted you, this made me miss pitching, man. It's just fun, right? Like all the little tinkering and like messing with grips and like, okay, that didn't work at all. I just gave up like 3 home runs in an inning or whatever. Like you try stuff, right? And sometimes it doesn't work and you keep working on it. Sometimes you scrap it, whatever. But yeah, maybe miss it a little bit, man. So it'd be fun to talk about it every week for sure.
I love it. Hey, well, we're not going anywhere. Chad, Bryan, and I, we got a ton of ideas. We got a lot of ideas when it comes to our Tuesday Top 5. This week, nonetheless, a great idea. A ton of them thrown off the wall. We stuck with one, and we are going to bring it to you here after the break. This is Inside Edge Primetime. That's Chad Bryan, who looks like he has some things to say. Chad,
I was going to say, as far as Tuesday Top 5s go, this is going to be a daily driver, I think. This is your daily driver.
That's Chad Bryan. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. If you're new here, hello. Go to the QR code. That takes you to InsideEdgeNetwork.com/partners. You can go to all of our great sponsors. You saw Fanatics. You've seen Mosser Moments. You've seen Alley Rose Fragrances. Go use the code at Alley Rose Fragrances, Inside Edge 20. First-time customers, 20% off your order. And then Fanatics has some great stuff. And same with Mosser Moments in terms of getting into the wedding season, getting some photos. So if you or anybody you know is getting married, look into Monster Moments Photography, takes you there with the QR code. That same QR code, if you go over to the other page, you toggle over to merch, you can get to the merch side. Chad actually displaying it very nicely there, one of the polos we have, Inside Edge Network. So if you've been enjoying our run since September, we're just getting started. 6 months in, you could have some of the first merch of the Inside Edge Network. We have hats, we have polos, and some other cool stuff to check out there. But go ahead and take your QR code. You just got to do a little toggle after you're checking out all the partners. Go get some merch so you can rock some Inside Edge gear with Chad and I. It's great stuff, and it looks great on Chad. Chad, you look great, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
It's very slimming. It's black. It's got a slimming effect.
You look
Good
great.
for me.
You look great, buddy. You don't ever wear anything. Black shirt, black hat. No, never you.
Never. No, I never do that.
Yeah. You look great, pal. All right, that's Chad Bryan. Over to my right, your left, looking great at that Inside Edge Network polo. I'm Eli Moon. This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Give us a follow at Inside Edge Net, and stay tuned. Grab some popcorn. Tuesday Top 5 coming back after this.
Whether you're searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and player. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, but you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Clean energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash, helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 absolute fire flavors to choose from. Visit dubby.gg and use promo code InsideEdge10.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I'm Eli Moon, and we are back for another segment here on this Tuesday edition of Inside Edge Primetime. I want to say another edition of Primetime, but we've been there, we've done that, and we are rocking and rolling. A very fun episode, Chad. We've talked some basketball, we've talked some baseball. We got your some pitching talk early on in April, so I know you're happy. And we have a lot of great stuff to talk about the rest of the week. An exciting program reminder here real quick. Chad and I will be on tomorrow, but it will not be for prime time. There won't be any prime time, and I believe no midnight run either. We'll confirm with AA Anthony Alford one last time. We'll hear from him. A midnight run coming up after us here on the Inside Edge Network. But it'll be Chad and I, AA Anthony Alford, and David Ruiz. It'll be the Inside Edge Cavs playoff preview show tomorrow. It'll be from 10 p.m. Eastern time, so typical prime time start from 10 to midnight. So we're going to run. It's going to be all four of us, so you'll get your usual primetime host, Chad and I. You'll get your midnight run host, AA Anthony Alford, and David Ruiz from Mic Check Take 2. It'll be here on the Inside Edge Net, YouTube, X, and Facebook channels. And we'll have the radio voice of the Cleveland Cavaliers, play-by-play man, Tim Alcorn, chatting during the show here with Inside Edge Primetime. It's going to be awesome. Or excuse me, with the Inside Edge Network, but Primetime, Midnight Run, and Mic Check Take 2. Making this playoff preview show. Tim Alcorn with the guys tomorrow. Going to be so cool to hear from him. A lot of cool stuff in this Cavaliers postseason run. Will they get to the NBA Finals? We'll talk with Tim about that tomorrow, and we'll give our thoughts as we gear up for hopefully a long playoff run. So that is tomorrow. Some exciting stuff for Thursday, too, we'll share with you. Probably on the show tomorrow at some point. But some cool stuff Thursday as well. A very, very exciting week coming up here for you. And, of course, before we dive into our Tuesday Top 5, Chad, we want to make sure we just one more time, throughout the weekend. This isn't the last time. I shouldn't say one more time. But again, as we continue this last push for this week for go.rallyup.com/musicmentors2026. For those that are wondering what that is really the connection with Music Mentors in Mentor High School, Memorial Middle School, Shore Middle School, these schools that are pushing to help for the arts, for scholarship for the Mentor, as band seniors for Mentor High School, the Fighting Cardinal Band, 175 members of that band, and really just helping with scholarships for these students and helping push for, basically long story short, folks, it's expensive to buy instruments, to buy all the stuff that goes into doing the arts. And for somebody that's so passionate about music, it's really changed my life. This would be so awesome to help support these middle schoolers, these high schoolers, support them and push with the Music Mentors, the program, the raffle, going on. And you can donate. You can win some cool prizes. 100% of the proceeds are going to go to this fundraiser. So make sure you go to the website, go.rallyup.com/musicmentors2026. Chad, this is so awesome that we are partnered with this, helping out, bring out the creativity in this world and in this state that we call Ohio.
Yeah, I think it's important. I say it every night. It's important to support the fine arts. It's important to support anyone, really, on their journey to whatever, betterment they're looking for. But yeah, support the fine arts. If you get a chance, please, there you see like go.rallyup.com/musicmentors2026 and help those seniors out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Go.rallyup.com/music mentors 2026. You heard Chad and I. Go support. Absolutely. We appreciate you. And we appreciate you so much. We're going to give you one of the probably most iconic Tuesday top fives of all time. I don't know if I should have hyped it up that much, Chad. We might have some big shoes to fill, but I'd say it's pretty iconic. What would you say, pal?
I would say that there may be a slight letdown. I don't know about iconic, but it will be, well, it's memorable in a way. It'll be very on schedule. And like I said, you could consider this your daily driver. But let's not waste it.
Oh, we lost Chad for a moment.
More top five, right? Oh no.
Yeah.
Not again.
We lost you for a moment. We got you back.
What's funny is
we lost you. Oh no, you're back.
Listen, that was unintentional. I love that the fact right at the exact second that I went out, I was pulling up the technical difficulty screen. That's awesome. You can't plan that. That's just live.
We should just end right now.
That's it. And that's the Tuesday top five. No, it's time for the Tuesday top five for real. No technical difficulties, whether they were planned or not. That was really weird. That was fun. So anyway, it's time for another edition. And it's kind of our power rankings issue of the Tuesday top five, because tonight, listen, as always, the stakes are high, right? But let's just think about what we're talking about. We're talking about days of the week. All right.
Let's go.
These are non-weekend days, Eli. I don't want to hear any. We all love Saturday and Sunday, right? For different reasons. We're sports guys. We love Sunday because during the right time of year. There's NFL football. Saturdays are amazing during college football. I mean, I can sit literally from Saturday morning at, 9 o'clock and watch game day until the last, kickoff at 1 a.m. on the West Coast, where I absolutely love it. I can do it all day. I can do it every Saturday. I look forward to that. But no Saturday or Sunday in this group. We're ranking the top 5 days of the work week. Maybe I should have put that in there. So,
well, you didn't say days of the weekend.
That's true. Days of the week. So we've analyzed the film. We've checked the stats. We've broken down the emotional toll of each day. And I think from the bottom of our standings, number 5, to the undisputed champion, which is number 1, this is the definitive list for the top 5 days of the week. Let's just head right to the countdown. Listen, struggling out of the gate early, right? No energy, no momentum, and just frankly, no support from the crowd. You can see it right away. Missed alarms. Eli knows about that. Sluggish starts, turnovers in the form of forgotten passwords, just sloppy all around. Poor Monday, man. Monday tries to establish a rhythm, but Eli, the opposition is relentless. I mean, the rest of the week is on Monday, right? This one's usually over by mid-morning. No chance.
Yeah, but I fought hard for Monday here. Pre-show, I fought hard for Monday. I think you get the bad rep sometimes. You got to start off your Mondays. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't start off our Mondays strong. That's why we got a case of the Mondays, and that's why Monday fell to 5. But you know, it's still important. I want to stress the importance that you still got to start your week off strong. We're gonna get. I'm sure Tuesday will be in this list at some point. I got a hunch. And
somewhere maybe.
I got a bone to pick with Tuesdays, because it seems like Tuesdays is my big nap day. And I got a bone to pick with Tuesdays. But you know what, Monday, you've done a lot of people wrong, it appears. So you're number 5 on our list.
Yeah, and number 5 is not bad Monday, but keep in mind you're number 5 out of 5. So
you're not the worst, but you're not the best. Well, you actually are the worst.
You're the worst. You're the worst of the best. You're not the best of the worst. Well, okay, let's just move on. Listen, I think there's number 4. We're not gonna. I don't want to beat around the bush. Let's just put it out there. It's Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday enters the game with something to prove, Eli, after Monday's horrible collapse, but it still lacks that spark, right? You're seeing a little bit better performance maybe on Tuesday morning, fewer mistakes, maybe a completed task or 2, but nothing. I know you're not gonna get the fans out of their seats. This is just like it's a mail-in day. At this point in the week, it's all about staying afloat and just kind of hoping to make a push later in the standings, I think, right?
Yeah. Tuesday is usually like we gotta pivot, we gotta get ready. And usually around like 9:30, I start freaking out because it's like the nap has sometimes lasted too long, and Tuesday gets me. But Tuesday I got a bone to pick with you. So Chad, there was almost a sense where I thought about swapping Tuesday and Monday. I mean, I'm pretty frustrated with Tuesday. Sometimes I love our Tuesday top 5, but Tuesday, come on, man, can you do Eli Moon a little bit better? I mean, can you give me a little love, pal? Come on.
Well, Tuesday is the historical day for you. It's either you're going to miss the show, you might be a little bit late to stay, you never know. So yeah, I can understand the bone to pick with Tuesday, to be honest with you. Now, listen, this is where we might deviate a little bit. So far, it just looks like we're listing the days of the week in order, right?
Right.
And that's what it appears. It's, the first day's Monday, the second day's Tuesday. You're like, hold on. I recognize this pattern. This is the same as my work week or my school week. I know what you guys are doing. So you might think that, you know what day would be next.
Yeah.
Well, you do. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. But listen, this is where things get a little interesting, okay? It's the classic swing game. It's the swing day. Momentum can go either way, right? You've got some fans believing. Other fans are already looking ahead to next week. They don't care. They're like, we can't win this way. This week's out. We're done. If one day executes, you're in great shape for a late week run, right? If not, Eli could spiral fast. It's a 50-50 kind of a day. It's right in the middle of the week. So I think it belongs right in the middle of our list.
Yeah, and people want to talk about, I'm sure we'll get to Thursday and Friday here in a little bit. But,
Maybe.
you look at
no spoilers.
I'm just assuming they got to be in here at some point, but there's some other days of the week.
There's a lot of lists left, Eli. I don't know. I mean, how many days are there? How many spots are there? We don't know.
Yeah, true. I mean, but Wednesday, it really is the real Friday Eve, in my opinion. Because if you don't get a good Wednesday, your Thursday, you're trying to recover. By Friday, you're either checked out or you're just ready to relax. But if you have a good momentum Wednesday, your options are open for Thursday to plan a strong Friday, or you do your planning for Friday on Wednesday. Or maybe plan for your Saturday. Maybe you're going to come out to the Grog Shop on April 18th this Saturday if you're in Cleveland and come see me perform, open up for Greaves. I mean, you can plan that on a Wednesday tomorrow. You find your momentum and be like, you know what, I'm going to come out on Saturday. So there's a lot of great stuff you could do on a Wednesday. And yes, of course, as you mentioned, it's hump day. But Wednesday, where else would you place Wednesday in the week besides where it goes?
I think it belongs right here in the middle of the week. I just don't see moving it. I think it belongs right there. I think it looks good.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I'm excited for 2-1, man. Here.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you just never know, right? You never know. Like, these top 5 lists are so unpredictable, and I think this one is maybe the most unpredictable. So I don't want to seem like I'm creating like a cliffhanger situation. I just want to get right to it. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2 on our list of the top 5 days of the week is none other than Thursday. It's Thursday. Hello, Thursday.
No way.
I know you didn't expect it, but Thursday's making a serious push up the rankings. It's almost number 1, Eli. You could feel the energy shifting on a Thursday, right? The offense is clicking. Productivity's up. There's a noticeable buzz in the locker room, in the office. People are starting to believe. You're starting to hear chatter about weekend plans. People's confidence is high. Listen, Thursday knows exactly what's coming. And it's playing with a little bit of veteran swagger.
It is. And you know what? Some people, if you're working a 9 to 5, Thursday may be your Friday because you may take a vacation day. You might have some PTO saved up. You might take a vacation day. Thursday is really that day where if you don't want to step out, you got a busy weekend, you got, a family party on a Sunday or this, you're going to step out on Thursday so you can recover Friday. Saturday's your chill day, your Sunday, and then your Sunday's your take care of business, your early start to the week. So Thursday plays a very pivotal role. Thursday night football during the football season. I mean, there's some really important things that happen on the Thursday. I mean, for the people that like to have, every now and then an alcoholic beverage, Thirsty Thursdays. I mean, there's so many great things you can think of when it comes to a Thursday. I mean, Thursday topics. Literally the reason Inside Edge Primetime is a thing on a Thursday. The fact that this isn't one, I mean, there is a little worrisome, but I'd imagine we got a good number 1 here, right?
Well, yeah, and I picked a really good day, and I know that you're like, come on, I got to know what it is, right? I know what it is, man. It's not Saturday and Sunday, but what could it be? And I just, Eli, again, we're going to get right to it. The number 1 day of the week on the Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday top 5 is none other than
Oh no.
Not again. No. Not with 2 minutes to go oh, come on, man. Why?
Dude.
First of all, why are we killing this joke? Okay, listen. I'm sorry, but the number 1 day is, what it is. It's Friday. It's the number 1 overall seed. It's the reigning MVP. From the opening whistle, from the first pitch, from the tip, whatever. It's just pure dominance. Listen, smiles are back, right? Energy through the roof. Productivity? Well, okay. Listen, let's just say it's situational, but that's fair, right? By the afternoon, this one's a blowout, though. It doesn't matter. The starters are mentally checked out. The bench is celebrating. The crowd's heading to the exits, but they're happy, right? In the best way possible. Friday doesn't just win, Eli. It delivers every single week. And that's why it's number 1 on our Inside Edge Primetime Tuesday top 5 list for the 5 days of the week.
I love it. I love it. You know what? Friday gets the people going. There's so much stuff. Friday night SmackDown, if you're a Side Hustle Wrestling podcast fan with Anthony Alford and Kyle Cornell, obviously you get hyped up because Friday mornings on the Inside Edge Network, it drops here, and you get to check that out. You get Friday night SmackDown in the evening. Friday's usually a pizza day for a lot of people. You get some pizza. Some great za. Just a lot of great things you could do. The clubs are going, a lot of shows. There's so many things you can step out and do on Friday. You have those days off for your conventional 9 to 5, so you can get to some fun things. With the weather getting warmer, Friday's going to get even more fun. When I hear Friday, I sometimes think of wanting French fries, so then I get some fries on a Friday. There's so many things you can do on a Friday, Chad. I have no problems with this list. In fact, you were so excited you put an exclamation mark after Friday.
Because it's Friday. It's not just Friday. It's Friday, man. Come on, it's Friday.
And one of the most iconic comedy series of all time in terms of movie stretches, Friday.
Yes. Yeah, classic. Absolute classic. All of them were pretty good, but the first one was absolute classic. And listen, not enough to just have Friday in as the Tuesday top 5, the day of the week, right? That wasn't enough, Eli.
Okay.
I was able, and this is a surprise to you. You had no idea this was coming. I was able to listen. I scored an exclusive interview. You know who it was with?
Who's that?
Friday. I talked to Friday. Just wait. Let's pull it up. We could probably put it right over top of this, right? Won't be too distracting. Let's just pull it up.
All right, guys, we're down here live. I'm down here live with the undisputed #1 overall seed, Friday, after yet another commanding win. Friday, first off, congratulations. You came out strong, never really looked back. What was the game plan today? Credit to the team. We just wanted to come out early and set the tone and just really get people mentally checked out by about 2:15, and I thought we executed that really well. Yeah, you definitely did. We noticed a big drop in productivity late in the afternoon, so that was by design then. Yeah, absolutely. That's something we've been working on all season, all week. Light workload, heavy vibes. Once we saw emails going unanswered and people saying, hey, let's circle back Monday, we knew we had them right where we wanted them. Okay, yeah, you've been dominating this matchup week after week, month after month. What's the key to your consistency? Yeah, honestly, it's the fans. They bring incredible energy. Group chats are buzzing, plans are forming, playlists are getting made, and we just feed off of that. We've got a great support system, too. With Thursday, set this up. You got to give them credit. Oh, yeah. And speaking of support, any message for your teammate Thursday for that strong performance leading into today? Yeah, Thursday really stepped up. Big time setup day. Couldn't have done it without them loosening things up and getting the momentum rolling a little bit. That's a big time veteran move. Yep. All right, final question. Looking ahead, you've got a quick turnaround with Monday coming up. Any concerns about that matchup? Yeah, I'm not worried about Monday. That's not really our problem. We just go out and do our job and hand it off. Whatever happens after that, good luck to everybody involved. All right, there you have it. Cool, confident, still undefeated. Friday, as always, delivering when it matters the most. All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Back to us in the studio. Hey, whoa, you're over there now.
I lost me for a second there.
That's amazing. Hello, how are you? Yeah, back to us in the studio. I know you had some tech. Got a little dizzy there. You had some difficulties on your own, right? Or of your own on that.
Yes.
On the other end of that. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I got to see a little bit of Friday, but we're gonna have to watch it back, pal.
It was a good one.
The Hornets and the Heat, the stream, they got to us, pal. Just in time. But yeah, pal. What a great list. Tuesday top 5. We couldn't have done it any better.
Very serious list. I think again, it was hard to tell what was coming after the Monday, Tuesday. Where are they going to go with this? What are they going to do? And we didn't just list the days in order. Well, we kind of did, but that's the way it goes. Hey, days of the week in order.
Before the people catch on, real quick, let's go to final thoughts here.
Let's move on. Let's go.
Okay.
Maybe we should. Is it that kind of final thought? No.
No, serious.
Okay.
You want to go first, or you want me to rock?
You go first, man, because I have nothing.
gotcha.
Yeah, I have no thoughts.
Nice. All right. I would just say, just continue as the weather's getting nice. Go out and do something fun. For the people, like I said, in the Cleveland area, I have my show at Grog Shop, April 18th. I'm opening up for an artist named Greaves. It's going to be incredible. Really great show. Just a really fun time. Doors are at 7:30. Show is at 8:30. My whole collective that I'm a part of, La Haley, is going to be out there rock and rolling. I got a really incredible set. Really exciting. I'm not going to ruin any surprises, but a really, really cool set. So if you're in the Cleveland area and you've been to an Eli Moon show, you know to step out. If you haven't been to an Eli Moon show, step on out. It's going to be a great time. I would just recommend get in there. That would be my final thoughts, is just go out and enjoy some good music, some great music. My bro Cliche is performing at B-Side the next day, which is underneath Grog Shop. So just going to be a great time. Great weekend for La Haley. Very, very busy. And I would just remind you, again, Inside Edge Network, tomorrow we have our Inside Edge Network Cavaliers playoff preview show. And Tim Alcorn, the radio voice of the Cavaliers, will be on talking with us about the Cavaliers postseason outlook. So it's very exciting. Those are my final thoughts, Chad. Do you have any now? Or you want to just put a bow on this thing?
Oh, still nothing. I'm going to go right off the top of my head, though. I'm just going to we're tomorrow is the Cavs playoff preview. We talked about it. It'll be fun. It's going to be a fun 2 hours. But I want you to remember, we may not get a chance to talk about it during the show, but I'm going to remind you now, remember that success is all about perspective, right? We sometimes, I know it's championship or bust, and it feels like that a lot, especially with the Cavs. They've lost in the second round pretty badly a couple years in a row. It hasn't looked good. So just remember that, taking steps sometimes is important. I know we want everything now in society, right? We've changed, so it's like instant gratification. But just remember, if they get past that second round and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals, and hopefully play well in the Eastern Conference Finals, maybe even win, get to whatever. If they do lose at some point, I think as long as they're progressing and taking steps and looking like they're figuring some things out, just remember to take it all in stride, right? Don't get too frustrated with the failure or the lack of a championship. I mean, it's really, really hard to win a championship and well, at any level. I was going to say in professional sports, but I mean, at any level, really, it's hard to win a championship. You got to have a lot of things bounce your way, literally, figuratively. A lot of things have to go your way. So be patient with the Cavs and just, enjoy the games. Enjoy the fact that even though we're considered from the outside as a small market sports city, we've got two teams that rarely let us down as far as being there in the regular season. Right, the Guardians are always there for us here in Cleveland. The Cavs are always there for us. They may start out a little slow. They may annoy you at times, but at least they're not the Browns. That's all I got.
Yep, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Cavaliers getting ready this weekend, take on the Toronto Raptors in Cleveland. Chad and TK will have your pregame and postgame coverage this Saturday here on the Inside Edge Network. So give us a follow, Inside Edge Net, and stay locked in right here on this very Inside Edge Network, because at midnight we're gonna get unhinged. Anthony Alford, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford. He'll talk some Cavaliers and some other stuff. I never know what to expect with the bro when I produce the show. So we'll find out, Chad, but it's going to be exciting. A lot of great stuff here. So make sure you stay locked in with Double A Anthony Alford for Midnight Run, coming up in just a half hour, 29 minutes to be exact here. So very exciting stuff there. That is Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I am Eli Moon. We want to say thank you for choosing us as your digital leader, Cleveland's digital leader, your source of everything. Sports, entertainment, mental health, everything in between. We truly, truly appreciate you and could not do this without you. So we appreciate you. And with that being said, we're going to sign off here. We'll be back tomorrow. Won't be prime time. It'll be the Cavaliers playoff preview show here on the Inside Edge Network. We'll be with Double A Anthony Alford and David Ruiz. But until then, again, that's Chad Bryan to my right, your left. I'm Eli Moon. We're signing off. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody stay safe.
Special thank you to Friday for being on the show today with us.
Thank you to Friday.
Yeah, we don't normally see
Friday. And thank you out there. We'll see you tomorrow.